streets to the screen, from the headlines to the beat. This is Daily Buzz.
Welcome to Daily Buzz News. Our lead story today.
5 wanted armed robbers were shot dead in a dramatic shootout with police led by General Mkhwanazi. In the early hours of Thursday, the 8th of January, 2026, a decisive confrontation unfolded in the best area of Nhlanhla, north of Durban. An intelligence-driven police operation culminated in a shootout with 5 wanted suspects, all of whom were fatally wounded. The incident underscores the relentless efforts by police to combat serious crime in KwaZulu-Natal and reflects the unwavering resolve of the police force. The suspects had been extensively sought for their alleged involvement in a series of serious crimes, including murder, attempted murder, and house robberies. Police confirmed that the suspects had previously engaged officers in a shooting incident in late November 2025 and had managed to evade arrest until this operation. After tracking their movements through gathered intelligence, police located the suspects at a hideout in the area. Officers announced their presence following standard procedure. The suspects immediately opened fire through the door, leaving police with no option but to return fire in self-defense and to protect nearby residents. The exchange of gunfire resulted in the deaths of all 5 suspects. 4 firearms were recovered at the scene, highlighting the dangerous nature of the encounter. KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police spokesperson, Colonel Robert Nhlanhla, confirmed the details and said the suspects had been the subject of an intensive manhunt. No police officers were injured during the operation.
4 suspects who committed murders, attempted murders, house robberies, and who shot at police officers in November 2025. And ever since, they've been elusive. When we got information that they were hiding in this house, we came this morning, announced our presence, and the suspects opened fire at the police. Police were left with no other choice but to return fire. And during that shootout, 5 suspects were shot and fatally wounded. And so far, they were found with 4 firearms. The search is still on now with our forensic team on the scene. We're looking for everything that can be used as evidence or whatever we could find inside the house. These people have been committing crimes for some time now. We've been looking for them for some time. And they mainly operate in Nhlanhla, Phoenix, and surrounding areas. They terrorize this area. And we believe that with these 5, we have broken the stronghold of this criminal gang. Because we know who we're looking for, we heard their identities, and when we finally came in here, we found that these are the people we were looking for. The concern is that they do have guns, and as long as we still have got guns in the communities, nobody has a gun and is a criminal, has a gun for fun. They have guns to kill, guns to hijack, and guns to rob others. So the concern is that if you can look at the area where we are, the house is so close to other houses, so if police did not neutralize the threat, maybe bullets which were flying could have hit somebody else who was sleeping in the nearby houses. And we also saw how hard it is to access this area. You can't come here via a vehicle, you need to walk up the slope. So they chose this area because they can see whoever is coming, and then if it's police, they can escape easily.
Were these all the people you were looking for, the suspects that you were looking for, or are there still more suspects on the run that you are still in the trace for?
It is difficult to determine the exact number of a criminal gang. There could be these 5 or there could be more. What we do as police, what we do know is that the ones that are here are the ones we are looking for. But we don't know if they operate only the 5 of them or if they've got more members. So what we do, we check evidence which we have here and continue searching. And if we investigate that there are more who are linked.
This significant event forms part of a broader intensified campaign against crime spearheaded by the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. General Mkhwanazi is widely recognized across the country for his uncompromising stance against criminal elements. His leadership is defined by a zero-tolerance approach to crime, which has driven numerous successful intelligence-led operations throughout the province. Under his command, the police force has adopted proactive strategies, including the use of rapid response units and coordinated raids aimed at disrupting criminal networks and intercepting suspects before they can carry out their illicit activities. His dedication to ensuring the safety and security of the people of KwaZulu-Natal has earned him widespread respect. His efforts have also been recognized at the highest levels, with KZN Premier Nomusa Dubankyub recently endorsing him for a second term.
Commissioner on the 31st, and wherein he was soliciting the concurrence on the Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi as the Provincial Air Commissioner. And I said before even that meeting that I would have no reason not to support the renewal of the contract of the Provincial Commissioner. For the work that you see in the province, the stability and the way police are working as a team to fight crime in the province. When you look at the stats, crime stats, which are showing decline, which is an indication that much good work is being done. Even general members of the public, I think they are on my side that he is doing quite very well with his team, and we require a kind of a police of integrity to really assist us in fighting crime in this province, because when we're able to fight crime and the stability in the province, even the investors, they're able to come in the province, new job opportunities are being realized. As you know that during the investment conference last year, we secured more than 100 billion of investment, and the Stats SA in fact unveiled that we achieved during the second and third quarter 54,000 new job opportunities. We are believing that if all sectors are working quite well, we will see some improvement in what are the aspirations of the people of the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah. What's your response, Premier, to those who are concerned that police in KwaZulu-Natal, led by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, are sometimes overhanded in their response to alleged criminality? In fact, in many instances, people point to the number of suspects that are killed in an exchange of fire with police. In fact, the most recent one being in Inanda, where we're told 5 people were shot dead. There are people who have made allegations, for example, that these amount to extrajudicial killings.
Well, allegations remains allegations, but I don't know what can we expect from the police when they are confronted by the barrel of gun from the suspects. That is where maybe we differ, that the reaction of the police when they are pointed to by the alleged criminals with firearms, in fact, to me, need not to be thought as if they are quite aggressive in handling suspects. There are a number of suspects that are arrested that were never killed by the police. Some were even arrested while they were carrying ammunition, but because they surrendered, they allowed the police to do their work. They were never killed. So I do not expect, because police are human beings, I do not expect that they must allow them to be killed by those who are pointing firearms to them because they are police. It's important that they do their work into finality. If there are complaints, there are places of registering complaints about the police, like the IPID. If there are issues of genuine issues wherein they feel that this incident did not happen as per the narrative of the police. But in my reports, I always receive information that when police were trying to arrest some suspects which have been troublesome in the community, which has been victimizing the community, which have been killing the community, and even the police in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, some were even killed. So I don't think at the expense of the life of all the citizens of the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
The impact of General Mkhwanazi's leadership is evident in the relentless pursuit of individuals who seek to destabilize communities, transforming the law enforcement landscape in the province. The dramatic events of Thursday were not isolated. Just a day earlier, On Wednesday, the 7th of January, 2026, another critical police operation unfolded in Amaoti, also in KwaZulu-Natal. During that incident, 2 suspects were fatally wounded in a shootout with police. The suspects were wanted in connection with a shooting that took place on Tuesday night, the 6th of January, 2026, in Izamangwini, Inanda. That attack left 4 people shot, resulting in 2 fatalities and 1 injury. Police investigations into the Izamangwini shooting had already led to the arrest of 5 other suspects, who were found in possession of a firearm and a replica gun. Further intelligence then directed officers to a residence in Amaoti, where 2 additional suspects were believed to be hiding. As police approached the property, officers came under gunfire and responded. The exchange resulted in the deaths of the 2 suspects, who had allegedly been linked to criminal activity affecting areas including Amaoti, Phoenix, and Mkhwanazi. 2 firearms were recovered at the scene and were sent for ballistic testing to determine whether they were used in other crimes. These consecutive operations highlight the focused and persistent efforts by KwaZulu-Natal police to dismantle organized crime networks and restore order to affected communities. Earlier in the week, on Monday, the 5th of January, 2026, another major operation took place in Uvongo near Port Shepstone on the KZN South Coast. That raid resulted in the deaths of a well-known taxi boss and businessman, Nhlanhla, and his security guard. According to police spokesperson Captain Darren Vu, the suspects allegedly failed to comply with police instructions during the raid and opened fire, prompting officers to respond. However, an alternative account was provided by a family member who alleged that Nhlanhla pleaded for his life and that his children were present in the house at the time of the incident. Police reportedly secured family members in separate rooms during the operation. 5 unlicensed firearms, including 2 AK-47 rifles and 3 pistols, were recovered at the scene. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate, IPID, confirmed through its spokesperson that an investigation into the incident is underway to ensure an impartial review of the circumstances. These developments highlight the complex and often tragic realities of high-risk law enforcement operations, where intense confrontations can lead to differing accounts and ongoing investigations.
Carlos Siyabonga Ntombela was killed in this shootout with the police, and he does not believe that he was a criminal. But let's find out a bit more from him. Sihle sikhulumile nawe ngaphambilini usichazela ukuthi kwenzakaleni, ngakuphinde futhi usilandise ukuthi uzwe kanjani wena ukuthi umalume wakho obamncane wakho ube ingcenye yababulewe.
Lento mina ayengiphathanga kahle. Ayengiphathanga kahle neze ngoba uba omncane ngiya abomya seswami ngiyagaranta ukuthi ayikho into embi abeyenza. Ayikho into embi abeyenza. Ungabuza ngisho emphakathini uKarlos kade ethandwa iwona wonke umuntu nje. Kade kuumuntu nje obehlalela nabangani bakhe laba abadala nalabo mama bephuzela. Ayikho into nje abeyenza ebhedayo. Yeah.
Ngokuthola kwakho kuthiwa kwenzekeni, amaphoyisa afike kwenzakalani?
Kuthiwa amaphoyisa mayesho wona athi afike badubula qala bona ngaphakathi. Kodwa ubaba omncane kuthiwa futhi utholakala endlini yakhe. Angisabona lento leyo ukuthi ayiyenze sense. Yebo.
Bumazi umuntu osiphatha isikhali lo muntu futhi ongenayo entweni zobugebengu.
Siswami uKarlos kade phuza isonto lonke, alale isonto lonke. Pho manje isikhathi sesikhali kade ezosithatha. uKarlos kade shawa iwona wonke umuntu la. Eshawa ingane, eshawa ba ngobani mase sephuzile ubedelele. Yebo.
Ngokubona kwakho udubuleke ngephutha.
Yeah, yiphutha. Yebo.
Laba abanye abashonile khona obubazi kubona.
Ngazi ababili kulaba abanye abadobulekile. Yebo.
Nabo izinto zobugebengu khona obubazela bona.
Chabo. Omunye naye lobe lapha yana uyihlobo sami naye lapha yana ilento njani ikubo. Omunye bekuwumngani wababa omncane. Yebo.
Kuzokuba nalesigameko nje ubukhona ubugebengu kwebenibazi la emphakathini ukuthi kubuyinkinga khona mhlawumbe aba involved. kuyinkinga ubugebengu?
Vele nje vele ke.
Inanda, a sprawling township north of Durban, has long been identified as one of KwaZulu-Natal's most crime-affected policing precincts. The incidents of this past week, in which a total of 7 suspects were killed in Inanda alone over 2 days and 9 across the province since Monday, reflect the severe challenges faced by law enforcement. These operations were not random. They form part of a meticulously planned and executed strategy aimed at reclaiming communities from the grip of organized criminal syndicates. Police have made it clear that addressing the root causes of crime, particularly those involving illegal firearms and organized groups, remains a central pillar of their mission. The relentless pursuit of these criminal elements is a testament to the dedication of the men and women in blue, who routinely place their lives at risk to ensure the safety of citizens. The recovery of numerous unlicensed firearms during these operations, including high-caliber weapons such as AK-47 rifles, highlights the serious threat posed by organized crime networks operating in the province. Ballistic analysis of the recovered firearms will play a crucial role in linking them to other crimes, helping authorities dismantle wider criminal networks and bring additional perpetrators to justice. This forensic work is a cornerstone of modern policing, providing reliable evidence that strengthens investigations and supports successful prosecutions. The broader context of these operations reveals a sustained and coordinated effort by the South African Police Service to address persistent crime across KwaZulu-Natal. The province has long struggled with organized criminal activity, including cash-in-transit heists, taxi-related violence, and house robberies. The strategies employed under the leadership of General Mkhwanazi are designed not only to respond to crime, but to proactively disrupt criminal activity before it can escalate. Central to this approach is intelligence-driven policing, which enables officers to anticipate criminal plans and intervene at critical stages. The recent successes demonstrate a shift toward more sophisticated and effective policing methods. Police are not merely reacting to incidents, but actively dismantling the infrastructure that supports criminal enterprises, creating a safer environment for residents. Beyond the immediate outcomes of these operations, a clear message is being sent to criminal syndicates. Their activities will not be tolerated, and law enforcement has both the capability and the resolve to confront them directly. For communities that have endured years under the shadow of crime, these actions offer renewed hope and a growing sense of security. Residents in areas such as Inanda, Amodi, Phoenix, and surrounding communities are now seeing tangible results from sustained police efforts. This renewed confidence in law enforcement is critical for strengthening cooperation between police and the public. When communities feel protected and see justice being pursued, they are more likely to share information that assists investigations, a partnership that remains essential for long-term crime prevention. Thanks for watching.